Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel where we find hidden gems and take you off the beaten path. Today we're going on a once-in-a-lifetime trip through Italy to explore the top 10 hidden towns that aren't well known but are definitely worth a visit. We may even have a bonus at the end, so stay with us, grab your gelato, and get ready to dive into a world of beauty, culture, and mouth-watering delights. First up is Manarola, Italy, a beautiful town on the coast in the province of La Spezia, Liguria, on the Italian Riviera. It is one of the 5 beautiful towns that make up the Cinque Terre, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. People often say that Manarola is one of the most beautiful and charming places in Italy. The town is perched on steep cliffs that look out over the azure waters of the Ligurian Sea. It's a beautiful place that looks like it belongs on a postcard. Its unique charm comes from the pastel-colored houses that seem to be stacked on top of each other. The narrow, twisting streets and alleys add to the rustic and romantic atmosphere. Manarola's harbor, where colorful fishing boats slowly bob in the water, is one of its best features. Fishing has always been a big part of the village's past and identity, and the harbor still shows how people have done it the same way for generations. Manarola is also known for the Via dell'Amore, or Lover's Lane, a beautiful coastal road that connects it to Rio Maggiore, another of the Cinque Terre towns. This walk is popular with lovers and hikers alike because it leads to a beautiful view of the sea. Some of the best wines in the area come from the terraced vines that hang off the cliffs around Manarola. Locals are very proud of their winemaking, and tourists can enjoy the unique tastes of the local grape varieties. Manarola's delicious food will make foodies feel like they've died and gone to culinary heaven. Fresh seafood dishes, traditional Ligurian pasta, and of course the famous pesto sauce made with basil, pine nuts, olive oil, and Parmesan cheese are just a few of the mouth-watering treats that guests can enjoy. Seeing the sun go down in Manarola is a magical thing to do as the day winds down. As the sun goes down and paints the sky with orange, pink, and purple colors, the town becomes a magical place. The town's traditions and annual festivals, which celebrate its history and community, show how rich its culture and past are. Visitors are treated with warmth and hospitality, which lets them experience the real charm of an Italian town on the coast. Manarola is a great place for artists, people who love nature, and people who want to get away from the busy city life. It's a peaceful place where time seems to slow down and every corner looks like a scene from a picture book. Manarola will leave an impact on your heart and soul whether you visit for a day or stay for a long time. On this fun trip, our second stop is the charming town of Alberobello, which is known for its beautiful trulli houses. You have never seen anything like these native stone homes with cone-shaped roofs. Each home tells a story about the history and skill of the area. We can't help but feel like we've stepped into a tale as we walk through the charming streets. The bright flowers and twisting vines on the trulli add a bit of magic to an already beautiful scene. Bring your camera because there are picture-perfect moments around every bend. It's a photographer and traveler's dream come true. A must-see is the Trullo Sovrano, which is the only Trullo in Alberobello with 2 floors. This piece of history is a fascinating look at the architecture and past of the area. Step inside and you'll be taken back in time. The Trullo Sovrano has real furniture and artifacts that let you experience how people used to live. This Trullo is hundreds of years old, and the way it was built shows how smart our ancestors were. It has been used for many different things over the years, and now it stands as a symbol of our culture history. Seeing the Trullo Sovrano is a unique experience that you shouldn't miss. So there you go, fellow explorers. Alberobello is a hidden gem in Italy's Puglia area. It has trulli houses that look like they belong in a fairy tale and the fascinating Trullo Sovrano. I hope this taste of our trip has been fun for you. Third on our list takes us on a fascinating trip to the charming town of Civita di Banereggio. This medieval gem, which sits on top of a beautiful hill, has won the hearts of all who dare to come. The town of Civita di Banereggio, which people call the Dying City, looks like time has stopped there. As you get closer, you can't help but be amazed by how beautiful it is. The old houses are connected by narrow stone paths that tell stories of a long-gone time. Every step you take takes you deeper into history, and you can't help but feel like you've stepped into a dream. Look at the amazing views of the valley around you. From this point of view, you can see nature at its most beautiful. You won't be able to say a word because of the rolling hills and lush grass. You'll feel like you've stepped into a postcard. Now, dear travelers, let me tell you about the Ponte della Torre, a beautiful footbridge that ties Civita di Banereggio to the modern world. When you step on its old stones, you experience a feeling of awe and wonder. Crossing this bridge and going into a place that feels like it hasn't changed in a long time is a once-in-a-lifetime event. As you walk across the bridge, the soft breeze brings echoes of the past. Every step you take makes you a part of the village's long history, and the feeling of being connected to the past is like nothing else. But what really makes Civita di Baneregio stand out is the people who live there. People in the area welcome tourists with open arms and are eager to tell you about their history and culture. Their friendly welcome will stay with you for a long time. Every time you turn a corner on the gravel streets, you'll see something amazing. Ancient churches, charming squares, and hidden courtyards all hold secrets from a time that shaped this unique town. Civita di Baneregio is a place where the past and the present blend together in a beautiful way. So if you're ever in the middle of Italy, make sure to stop by this beautiful town and feel the magic of walking through history. Next, we go on a trip to find the Amalfi Coast's best-kept secret, the charming town of Positano. Positano has its own charm and isn't as popular with tourists as some of the nearby towns. Prepare to be immersed in a beautiful paradise where pastel-colored houses seem to tumble down the side of a cliff and wrap around the sparkling Mediterranean Sea. Positano looks like it was taken straight from a fairy tale. As soon as you step into this place, you'll feel like you're in a dream. Walk through the maze of small streets where there's something new to find around every corner. Local artists show off their work and sell a wide range of unique gifts that are great ways to remember your trip. You can't pass up the chance to eat a delicious fish feast while looking at the beautiful sea. From newly caught fish to delicious prawns, the local food is a party of taste. The views here are just out of this world. You can see why Positano is so special. It's like being in a masterpiece picture made by nature's best brushstrokes. The beach here is a great place for people who love the water. You can soak up the sun on the soft sand or take a relaxing swim in the clear water. And there are exciting water sports for people who want to get their blood going. Positano isn't just beautiful, it's also full of history. The town has been around since ancient times, and the architectural wonders that still stand today are proof of that. Our trip to Positano comes to an end as the sun sets over the distance. This secret gem of the Amalfi Coast has won our hearts with its beauty, charm, and uniqueness. Positano is the place to go if you want to find your dream vacation spot. The next exciting part of our trip takes us through the beautiful farmland of Tuscany and into the charming town of Montalcino, which is known for its world-class wines, beautiful scenery, and rich cultural history. As you get closer to Montalcino, the rolling hills covered with lush vineyards and old olive trees open their arms. The small town in the background looks like it hasn't changed much over time. It's a peaceful place to get away from the busy city life. Make sure to stop in at one of the famous wineries in Montalcino that have made the town known all over the world. As soon as you walk into the rustic winery, the smell of ripe grapes and old wood barrels fills the air, making it hard to leave. Here you can sample the most prized thing in the area, the delicious Brunello wine, one of Italy's best red wines. After satisfying your taste buds, head up to the impressive medieval castle at the top of Montalcino. The fortress is on top of a hill and has a breathtaking view of the valleys and farms around it. The site is amazing and is a reminder of the town's long history and how important it was in keeping the land safe from wars in the past. The trip to Montalcino isn't just about wine and history. You'll also want to try some of the best food in the area, especially the famous pecorino cheese made from sheep's milk, which is a real treat for foodies. From soft and creamy to sharp and strong, each bite reveals a world of flavors that go well with the famous wines of Montalcino. It's a gourmet match made in heaven. As the sun goes down behind the Tuscan hills, the golden colors give the scenery a magical glow that is nothing short of breathtaking. It's a special moment that tells us of the beauty of simplicity and the peace that Montalcino represents. We now head south to the beautiful area of Basilicata to find the hidden gem of Matera, which is one of Italy's best-kept secrets. The old Sassi districts of Matera are a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and they are set in a rough landscape. Stepping into the twisty streets of Matera, your adventure starts. These narrow streets wind through the rocks and show a beautiful mix of history and building that will take you back in time. Sassi, which are, I know this isn't the Italian pronunciation, troglodyte homes, are the most interesting thing about Matera. These homes, which are built into natural rock formations, have a timeless appeal that fascinates both scholars and tourists. Be sure to go into these secret caves that have been turned into homes where people have lived for hundreds of years and see how well they have been kept. Walking through the streets, one can feel that they are full of history. Every stone has a story to tell, and the walls make you think about the people who used to live here. Matera has been inhabited for more than 9,000 years, making it one of the oldest places that has always been occupied. From ancient kingdoms to the Middle Ages and beyond, the town has seen many different cultures and changes, leaving behind a rich tapestry of stories that we can still enjoy today. As the sun goes down, Matera goes through an amazing change. Warm golden light starts to shine off the old stone walls, making the town start to glow. This light show creates a magical environment that makes you feel like you're in a fairy tale. Matera shows a whole new side in the evening. Locals and tourists alike walk through the town's winding streets, taking in the charm and romance of this living museum. So if you're interested in history, like to wander around looking for secret treasures, or just want to see the real beauty of Italy, Matera is a place you won't want to miss. Its old, sassy neighborhoods, the fascinating stories that echo through its walls, and the magical atmosphere as the sun goes down are sure to leave you in a trance. We now set sail for the beautiful Italian Riviera, where a secret gem called Portofino is waiting for us. Get ready to be charmed as we enter a world of elegance, class, and beauty that can't be found anywhere else. Portofino is tucked into the rough coast, and its colorful buildings and pretty harbor welcome us. Under the warm Mediterranean sun, the blue seas sparkle, inviting us to step into a world that has always been beautiful. As we walk through the narrow streets with cobblestones, we see a colorful patchwork of buildings, each painted a different color. These charming buildings tell us about times gone by and invite us to learn more. Portofino's appeal goes beyond its beautiful scenery. The streets are lined with shops that offer a carefully chosen selection of high-end clothing and items. It's a haven for people who care about fashion and taste. And what's a trip to Portofino without a taste of its delicious food? We find charming places along the water that serve the freshest seafood you can imagine. Every bite, from the sweet prawns to the tender branzino, a sea bass, shows off the village's seafaring history. Castello Brown is the place to go if you want an exciting story. This old castle sits on top of a hill and gives you a beautiful view that will take your breath away. The hike to the castle is an adventure in and of itself. It winds through lush greenery and gives you glimpses of the beautiful shoreline. As the sun starts to go down, Portofino changes into a magical place. The sky turns shades of golden pink, giving the village a beautiful glow. It's a sight that stays with you long after you've left. Even though Venice is beautiful, we couldn't help but visit its less well-known sister city, Burano. This small island is only a short boat ride away. It's a mix of colors unlike anything you've ever seen. As we wander through the maze of charming streets, it's hard not to be mesmerized by the colorful houses that line the canals. Each house is a different color, making a scene for a picture around every corner. Now let's talk about food, because a trip to Italy isn't complete until you've tried some of the local specialties. One dish that stands out on the Burano menu is risotto nero di seppia. This delicious black squid ink risotto is an explosion of flavors and textures that will leave you wanting more. The briny taste of the squid ink and the salty taste of the sea will make your taste buds dance with joy. After enjoying some of Burano's wonderful food, take some time to walk around the island's beautiful streets. As you discover this charming paradise, you'll meet friendly locals with whom you can exchange cheerful ciaos and buongiornos. Take a calm boat ride through the rivers to really feel the magic of the island. As you move along the clear waters, you'll see the colorful buildings' charm reflected in the rippling water. It's a fascinating show that makes you feel like your dreams have come true. So, whether you like to travel with a sense of adventure or you like to learn about other cultures, Burano is a place that will win your heart. It has the right amount of colors, culture, and food to make a lasting impression on anyone who comes here. Next up, Camoyi, an interesting and lesser-known spot on the Italian Riviera. Forgive me if I didn't pronounce it perfectly, but I did the best I could. Anyway, we're excited to be going on a trip to explore this picturesque fishing town, which is often forgotten, but full of history and charm. So put on some sunscreen and bring your sense of wonder, because we're going to find the secret gems of Camoyi. Our first stop is the beautiful waterfront walkway, which is a busy place where both locals and tourists meet. Walk along the palm-lined promenade, feel the salty sea breeze on your face, and enjoy the laid-back environment. The friendly people of Camoyi will make you feel right at home. One thing that will make you feel like you're on top of the world is seeing the colorful houses that hug the rough cliffside. The pastel colors of these houses make a beautiful contrast with the blue sea, which makes for a picture-perfect background. Don't forget to take a photo of this scene that would look great on a postcard. Be sure to try one of Camoyi's best treats, the famous focaccia bread from the area. Local bakers have gotten really good at making this tasty treat, which consists of light dough flavored with olive oil and topped with sea salt and sometimes rosemary or olives. It tastes like heaven, and a glass of local wine goes great with it. Camoyi has a special treat for those who like to try new things, a hike to the nearby San Frutuoso Abbey. This secret gem is in a bay that can only be reached on foot or by boat. The twisting paths will take you through lush greenery and give stunning views of the coast of Liguria. Inside the abbey, the mood is calm and full of history. Take a moment to look at the beautiful frescoes and religious items that have lasted through the years. This quiet place of refuge holds stories of faith and strength that have been passed down from generation to generation. So our trip to Camoyi is over. Even though this Italian Riviera gem isn't as well known as some of its neighbors, that's exactly what makes it so special. So whether you walk along the waterfront walkway, look at the colorful houses on the cliffs, eat the delicious focaccia bread, or go on a hike to the San Frutuoso Abbey that you'll never forget, Camoyi will capture your heart and leave you wanting more. Once again, our trip takes us to Tuscany, one of the most beautiful places in the world. We are now in the charming ancient town of San Gimignano, which is in the middle of this beautiful area. This hidden gem is called the Town of Beautiful Towers, and its rich history and obvious charm are waiting. As we get closer to San Gimignano, the beauty of Tuscany stops us in our tracks. The rolling hills, which are covered in vines and cypress trees, make us feel like we're going back in time. We are now entering a world right out of a fairy tale. San Gimignano is a town stuck in the Middle Ages. The medieval architecture has been perfectly kept, taking us back to that time. Everywhere we look, we see these beautiful towers, and each one has its own story. In the 1300s, the wealthy and powerful families of San Gimignano fought to see who could build the tallest tower. Even though only a few of these towers still stand, they still rule the skyline and are a sight to behold. You simply must try some of San Gimignano's famous chocolate gelato if you go there. However, there are many options available, including the standard pistachio and the unusual saffron-flavored gelato. The Collegiate Church, which is the heart of San Gimignano, is a masterpiece of Romanesque construction, but is truly breathtaking on the inside. The walls are covered with beautiful paintings that show scenes from the Bible and the lives of saints. Every stroke of the brush tells a story of dedication and skill. We leave San Gimignano with a heart full of memories as the sun goes down on our amazing trip. This lovely town will always have a special place in our hearts because of its beautiful towers, streets full of gelato, and long history. Surprise! If you've stayed with us this long, and we surely hope you have, we have a bonus town for you. We've reached Ravello, a secret gem that sits high above the beautiful Amalfi Coast and is just waiting to be found. Ravello, a small town on the hills of the Amalfi Coast, has won many people's hearts with its beautiful views and peaceful atmosphere. Ravello is a great place to get away from the hustle and bustle of places that are full of tourists. It has beautiful scenery, lush parks, and a rich cultural history. Our first stop is Villa Ruffalo, a building from the past that is a work of art and has a timeless beauty. The villa, which dates back to the 13th century, is a beautiful mix of Moorish and Italian types of architecture. Behind the grand entrance are beautiful gardens that have been a source of inspiration for many artists and poets over the ages. Walk along the beautiful paths, which are encircled by bright flowers and thick vegetation. Everywhere you look, you'll see amazing views of the Mediterranean Sea and the beautiful Amalfi coastline. Our next stop, the famous Villa Cimbrone, is just as fascinating and is called the Terrace of Infinity. When you step onto the Terrace of Infinity, get ready to be blown away. This wide view is so beautiful that words can't describe it. Look out into the endless distance as if you were suspended between the sea and the sky. You'll feel like you're on top of the world, I promise. That's not all either. The Villa Cimbrone is surrounded by large grounds with statues made of marble, cypress trees, and bright flowers. You'll feel like you've stepped into a picture that comes to life, capturing the artistic charm of Italy. But Ravello isn't just beautiful because of its setting, it's also a great place for music lovers. Every year, the town hosts the world-famous Ravello Music Festival, where the melodies of classical music fill the air and create a magical mood that goes beyond time. Picture yourself sitting under the stars, surrounded by old buildings, while Beethoven and Mozart play in the background. It's an event that will make you feel like you're in heaven. Ravello should be at the top of your list if you want a peaceful and beautiful place to go. Immerse yourself in the beauty of Villa Ruffolo's grounds, find infinity at Villa Cimbrone, and let the harmonious melodies of the Ravello Music Festival be the music to your unforgettable trip. And there you have it, our list of the top 10 secret towns in Italy that not many people know about, but are definitely worth a visit. From the cliffs of Manarola on the Italian Riviera to the beauty of Ravello, also on the edge of a cliff, Italy never fails to amaze and enchant. So if you're a traveler, get off the beaten road and check out these hidden gems. You'll make memories that will last a lifetime. Until we meet again, have a safe trip.